Hello everybody, I just wanted to give you an update on my June plum, also known as Dwarf Amberella. I think I'm gonna have to make this quick. It looks like it's starting to sprinkle a little bit. But I just want to show you this because we're in February right now, and you can see what happens to it in February. It's a very cold sensitive tree, and it dies back and loses its leaves every year. It'll hang on to some maybe. We'll see what happens with these. There's some green down here, but as it gets cold, it starts to die back. You can see. So I prune this thing in February generally. I didn't do anything to protect this, by the way, I should say. This was just out here in the elements. And this is what kind of happens to it when you get down and we've been kind of flirting with that freezing temp of 32. We've probably gotten down to 32, I would say. It hasn't been a super cold year. We haven't had anything down in the 20s or anything, but this thing, you can tell that it responds to cold temperatures. To just kind of give you a reference, right next door to it is a starfruit tree that's been in the ground maybe another year, but it's not seeing any, a few leaves that don't look great, but nothing like this one here. This is probably more cold sensitive even than my guavas. I've got a couple guavas back there that had some dieback as well. So I'd say that these are more sensitive than guava. But look at the production on it. So I wanted to get out here because I've been eating these, but I can't keep up with them. And what's happening is there's fruit starting to fall off onto the ground, and I'm not getting to them in time. It's always disappointing when you have fruit and it just goes bad like that. But there's still some good ones on here, so I'm gonna try to find a good one for you. I wanted to show you too the different stages as this fruit kind of grows in clusters like this. You can see this is what they kind of start out looking like, nice and green, and then they'll kind of go on to another stage where they start to kind of turn yellow, still green but turning yellow, and then they ripen up about like that, and then if you leave them on much longer, they're going to turn into that. So let's see if I can find a good one here. Okay, I think there's a good one back here. I'll take a bite of this fruit and I'll show you what it. Oh, dang it! You can see it's starting to rot. I'm going to take a bite out of the back side of this. The fruit is pretty firm. If you squeeze it, there's not a lot of give to it. That's good. When you bite into it, if you look, you can kind of see those strands sticking out. That's where the pit is. So there's not a ton of meat on this, but it's pretty good. The flavor reminds me a little bit of probably the closest thing I can compare it to is pineapple. It's not spot on pineapple, but it's got some pineapple flavor to it. So maybe if you cross, some people think it tastes like a pear. So maybe you cross a pear and a pineapple, this is the flavor you come up with. It has some skin on it. Some people don't like skin, so you can you can peel it off. It comes off fairly easy, but I don't normally peel them because it's probably, for me, it's more effort than it's worth. The skin doesn't bother me. It doesn't ruin the experience for me. I haven't found any way to use these other than I just eat them fresh, and they're good. I like coming out here and chewing on them. What else can I say about this tree? I'm going to prune it back in February once the frost is done. You can see I'll cut this back. It grows pretty quick. It has dwarf tendencies, so it's about 7 feet tall at the tip there. It'll grow probably 3 feet or so in a season, kind of in all directions, and then it'll die back, and then you got to prune it back, and I'll shape it up a little bit, and then I'll do an update in the spring or early summer. And this thing, it just gets kind of an umbrella beautiful foliage on this. This is probably my favorite tree as far as just strictly looking at the leaves and how beautiful it gets. It just looks like a beautiful tropical plant. You never know that it's deciduous, at least here in Arizona, where we have some cold nights. Let's see, what else can I tell you about it? I got this from Seamus O'Leary. It's been in the ground 3 years, I believe. Trunk is pretty good size. I did transplant it at one point. I planted it here originally, and it had some Bermuda grass that was just a little patch of Bermuda grass. And I thought, oh, I'll just pull it out. Well, if you know anything about Bermuda grass, that stuff takes over, and it just started spreading, and I'd have Bermuda grass in my entire backyard if I hadn't dug it up. So I dug it up, cleaned the roots out, pulled out all the grass, and then replanted it here, and it's it's bounced back very well, and it's a great tree, and you can see it's very productive. It's hard to keep up with, especially you know, when you get them just exploding like this, all of them kind of ripening up at once. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.